Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. Getting started right at 9 o'clock as usual. Woo! Monday, right? I hope everyone had a good weekend with your friends and family. Got outside. I did. Man, I'm still a little tired. Me and the boys went golfing yesterday, and it was chilly and very windy. So my face and my lips are chapped today. Not gonna lie. I'm on second Celsius today, trying to get some extra caffeine flowing today. And then after the golf, I came back home and had to put out the newsletter, right? So I spent a couple hours on the newsletter. So it was a big day. Missed a lot of football. And Saturday night, me and the wife went to dinner with a couple at a friend's house, and they went all out. So here we are. Had a great weekend. A little tired, trying to get the Celsius to kick in over here and get my lips unchapped. So here we are. Javier, yo, good morning, snipers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Ollie. Hi. What up, Ollie? Welcome back. Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. Welcome back. Woo. We're going to try to get this going today. We're going to try and get in the flow. Like I said, battling through from a good weekend. And here we are. So if this is your first time, welcome, right? And if you're coming back, awesome. Good to see you back here again. The first 15 to 30 minutes, we're going to go through the charts very quickly and deeply. We're going to go through it as much as possible. We're going to try and knock out as many as we can. And in the second half of the live stream, put in your requests. All you have to do is become a subscriber for free, right? And a free subscriber, you can type in the comments, do you want me to chart an asset for you, whether it's crypto, stocks, the symbol of it, and are you in a long position, short position, whatever it is. Put all the details in. The more the details, the better. And earlier in the live stream, the better, to make sure that I get to all the requests. So with that, let's jump right in. Games, Simsec, hi, what up, Games? So here we are, right? The title is Bitcoin Breakout 2.0, right? That's the question, because this first one was a fake out to the upside, right? And then came right back down with the reversal. Remember, when we kind of talk about this, right? It's been consolidating sideways for a month, right? So if you go back to when price came up to 43,500, it's basically just been going sideways for a month. And along the way, if we kind of zoom out and we just kind of think about it from zooming out, the monthly chart is still bullish, right? The monthly chart is still bullish. The weekly chart is still ultra bullish, and the daily chart is still bullish. So overall, the overall trend is still bullish, whether it's the daily chart, the weekly chart, and or the monthly chart. So I talked about this and I covered it in the newsletter. I spent a lot of time on the newsletter yesterday, more time than I've spent in a long time on the newsletter. So if you're not following me over there, definitely go over there. You can find it on my main account, Jesse Olson, and then click on the indicator.pro and sign up over there for the free newsletter. So the Indicator Pro over there, go take a look at it. I spent a couple hours on it. I'm going to spend more time on it, do the write-ups, possible opportunity alerts. Hopefully it's easy to read. A lot of bullet points and charts to look at over there. So just keeping you informed, and I'm going to be spending more time on it on a weekly basis. So I won't spam you. I won't go too crazy with sending out a bunch of them, but I'm going to try to send out at least one per week and spend a lot of time on it. So that's what I did. So definitely go take a look at it. Myrna, good morning. Welcome back. Shankar, good morning. Aldo, test. Oh, Aldo got it. Aldo got it. All right. All right. You get 2 stars for that one, Aldo. Test. Hey, sometimes you got to have fun with it, right? Emilio, good morning, Jesse. Good morning, Emilio. Welcome back. Mois, good morning. Welcome back. Aldo, just kidding. Other than subject line, the newsletter was pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, I put in test, all exclamation points. See if I got a couple of responses from it. So it did its job, right? So I was testing a new platform. That's why I put in the test. Is I was testing a new platform for the free newsletter, and it's going to remain free. Many of you that have been following me for more than 2 years, I had started with a paid newsletter back in December 2021, right? So December 2021, more than 2 years ago, I had a paid newsletter. And then about a year ago, I just switched it to a free newsletter and canceled everyone's $5 a month newsletter. And I gave partial refunds. And that took a while. I had to go through a bunch and do each one individually and cancel out all the $5 newsletters. So that's just kind of a quick update on the newsletter. Definitely go follow me over there. The indicator, right? The indicator has been around since December 2021, and I'm going to spend more time on it, not less. And it's gonna remain free. So we'll see. We'll just do it. I think a lot of people like the write-ups on it on a weekly basis or a weekly recap. So we'll see how it turns out, and we'll continue to go on. But getting back to the charts, getting back to it, that was kind of the announcement. Bitcoin, right? Still has bearish divergence, right? But I wanted to kind of start off with, hey, the monthly chart is bullish, the weekly chart is bullish, and the daily chart is bullish. With that, there are signs, right? There are signs there is bearish divergence, and there could be continued bearish divergence. But what are we talking about on Breakout 2.0, right? If we're talking about Bitcoin, well, we had drawn this out, and we had talked about since it started, December 7th, almost a month, more than a month now, right? We've been talking about two scenarios to play out. And the two scenarios are this, right? The two scenarios we've been talking about it, whether it's on the Bitcoin video updates or the live streams, we've been talking about it, would it come up like this? Back here, we were drawing it out like this. Would price come up to the fourth and final longer term target, right? Come back down, put in a lower high, and then come back down for the next buy the dip opportunity. Both scenarios resulted in the next possible buy the dip opportunity. So however that works out, whether that's something like that, right? And it comes out in sometime before the halving, puts in a next buy the dip scenario, and then price takes off to the upside for the full potential bull run. We'll see how it works out. Or scenario two, right? We're prepared for multiple scenarios. Scenario two comes in, puts in lower highs eventually, right? Still hasn't even put in a lower high yet. And there's still no sell signal, but it's been putting in bearish divergence. And would it put in lower highs and then come down, hit some targets to the downside, and then put in that next buy the dip scenario? So we still have to lean towards hitting target 4 first. Why? Two major reasons why we still have to lean towards hitting target 4 first. And that's number one, all higher time frames are bullish. You got the monthly chart, you got the weekly chart, and the daily chart all still bullish, right? Number two is there's no sell signal, right? There's no sell signal. There's been a couple pending sell signals, but there's been no sell signal yet. So we still have to lean towards price coming up and hit target 4 first, and then a possible buy the dip scenario after that. So that's what we're leaning towards. But we'll continue to point out. We'll continue to point out that there is bearish divergence, right? There is bearish divergence, reverse candle. There is bearish divergence, started to break down below the trailing dots, never had a sell signal, multiple pending sell signals, right? Multiple pending sell signals, even on this candle here, where there's another reversal candle, right? So bearish divergence followed by another reverse candle, continue to go sideways, and now could be breakout 2.0, right? Again, why are we saying 2.0? Well, this is the first potential breakout from this 1 month consolidation, and it turned out to be a fake out. So it was a fake out to the upside, came all the way back down, faked out to the downside, pushed all the way back up, and it's been continuing to consolidate. And now within the last, not even 24 hours, but the last 12, call it 15 to 17 hours, right? It's been pushing back up again. And so here we are watching the exact same thing that we were talking about back here. Was would it take out this candle close here at 37,800 and push up higher and it did, right? Here we are talking about it again. Would it close back above, 44,200-ish again? It did with that fake out, and now it's breaking back down again. So another candle closed back above. Less likely that is going to be another fake out, right? So it could be breakout 2.0, come back up, hit this fourth target, put in additional bearish divergence, and then break down from there. So we'll see if all that works out, but we have to remain that the overall trend is still bullish, right? So we still have to keep that in mind during any type of bearish divergence that's pointing out. One thing I wanted to point out was that on the weekly chart, let's see, that's the monthly chart. On the weekly chart, right? If we look at it here, let's see if we can zoom in here. So we've got from this candle close to this candle close here, there's bearish divergence, right? So just as an awareness, you got possible bearish divergence that formed, very, very slight and very, very sneaky possible bearish divergence on the weekly chart. Very, very slight. So this candle close did close higher, and RSI did not, right? So it could be very sneaky bearish divergence, but as of right now, it's still ultra bullish on the weekly chart, and it's continuing to push up as we speak. And we've got this fourth longer term target up here, and we've got the halving kind of marked out over here for April 2024. So again, if you're looking at this from like a zoomed out standpoint, it became bullish back here with the buy signal. It's still ultra bullish. It's been ultra bullish, aka overbought since October, and it remains that way as of right now. So we'll see if it comes up, hits this target, comes down, right? Comes all the way back down, puts in the next buy the dip scenario, and then comes out like that. It's happened like that in the past of previous Bitcoin cycles, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen again, right? So we'll continue to watch it. As of right now, it's still bullish on multiple timeframes. And if we zoom out a little bit more here on the monthly chart, let's take a look at the monthly chart. Just since I brought it up and pointed it out, basically, it's just still bullish, right? So you had this last buy signal here at about 34,000, and since then. But one thing to point out, it is getting pretty far away from the trending dots. It is extended away from the 200-week moving average. And one thing that could happen is that, again, lining up with the halving of April 2024, price could come back down, retest the trending dots, or right around that, wherever it is. If the trending dots are up at 31,000, 32,000, could line up to where it kind of does a retracement, finds support, puts in another higher low, right? So if you look at it from here, you've got a low, you've got a higher low. It could put in another higher low and then come up and challenge all-time highs after that. So it is possible, but as of right now, there's no signs of retracement. The monthly chart, again, is bullish. Weekly chart is ultra bullish, and the daily chart is bullish as well. So that's what we got to kind of keep in mind with Bitcoin and continue to watch it over there. Let's get back to the daily chart, and let's start looking at gold, right? Gold was breaking down, and we're covering it and talking about it. So let's take a look at gold here, kind of go down the list. Gold pending sell signal here on gold. We've been kind of covering it and talking about it, where you've got this high followed by a reverse candle, and then it looked like it was putting in bearish divergence, but it was breaking down from this trend line, similar to silver. Silver kind of led the way to the downside, and is gold following silver now, where there is another pending sell signal on gold and could come back down for retracements. Remember, we talked about this on the live streams. Silver came all the way back down and retested the 200-week moving average. Will gold do that? We don't know yet. We don't know if gold will or not, but silver did, right? So as silver was pumping up, put in a lower high instead of bearish divergence, and then came all the way back down. So from this pump up here, did a round trip, came all the way right back down to the 200-week moving average. So that's one of the things we were pointing out was, would gold come back down as well. So too early to say, but there is a pending sell signal on gold daily chart. Um, Bitcoin dominance at this fourth target to the downside. Bitcoin dominance found support and continues to increase from there. Meanwhile, you're looking at Ethereum, came down, only hit target 1 so far, but is still below the trailing dots. Was that it? Was that it for the correction on Ethereum? It's possible that 2100 was it. Still never hit target 2, target 3, or target 4. Has only hit somewhere in between target 1 and target 2 so far. But if there is a buy signal and price does get back above the trailing dots, and price does start to get back up higher, right? Then that might be it for the correction on Ethereum. It's too early to say, but that could be it, right? It is possible. So we'll see how it plays out. And if that was the case, that wick down was only a 14% correction, right? That's not that big of a correction, especially when you're talking about crypto. So if you're talking about crypto, you're talking about 20, 30, 40+% corrections along the way. But we do have bearish divergence going all the way back to November 9th. And that wick right there might have cleared it out, right? That wick could have cleared out the bearish divergence, where on some of these other crypto assets, the bearish divergence might not have been cleared out yet, right? So taking a look at sand, today it actually hit the fourth target over here on sand. So we've been talking about and covering it, and target 4 has been hit. It just wicked into it. So if you look at it, we've got bearish divergence going back to 44 cents on November 12th, and it looks like that could be cleared out as well, right? So the bearish divergence could be cleared out on sand as well. So that's two of the crypto assets so far that we keep a close eye on, right? Had bearish divergence, had a lower high, had a sell signal, hit 4 out of 4 shorter term targets to the downside, and could have cleared out the bearish divergence. Now it's got a pending reversal candle on sand. So is that it for the buy the dip scenario? Possible, right? That could be it for the but it's too early to say, right? It's too early to say, but that could be it. It is possible. So obviously it's going to be a higher probability once you have a buy signal and once you get back above this downward trend line here. So it doesn't mean it couldn't come back for like and put in a lower a higher low, right? And then break out after that. So wherever that is, whether that's down here, that breakout, right? Or it's up here, or if that was it, and then it starts to break out back up here, right? That would be your higher probability reversal back to the upside. Remember, it's still bearish as of right now in the daily chart, and the trending dots are still trending down. So it may take a week, maybe take a couple days for it to kind of like get the ship turned around. You can kind of see like the trending dots are kind of moving down like this. It probably takes some battle for the trending dots to kind of come out like that, right? So in the meantime, you get a reverse candle, price come back down like this, right? Maybe put in bullish divergence, come down, put in a higher low on price, and then come out like that. And that would be your, higher probability of the next buy the dip scenario. And it might look like something like that, right? So it's not a buy yet for me. It's still a pending reverse candle. And that doesn't mean that that's the bottom, right? A higher low, a buy signal, back above the trending dots, back above this downward trend line. Those are all better or higher probability reasons why a reversal might be in. So it's possible it's in. It's possible to find support at the fourth target box here. And it's possible that the bearish divergence is clear, right? So those are all possibilities and all things that we're going to keep an eye on. And it's going to look very similar for the rest of the crypto assets. So we're not going to spend as much time on the rest of them because they're all going to start to look very similar. So we'll kind of keep going here. DOT, bearish divergence going back to November 12th as well. I'm going to say on DOT, it doesn't look like the bearish divergence is cleared yet, unlike sand and unlike Ethereum. And only 2 targets have been hit so far. However, right, Was this a double wick bottom here? Possible, right? Double wick bottom here at $6.50. So it is possible. So far, the correction from wick to double wick at the bottom is a 32% correction. So again, that's another standard retracement for crypto, 20, 30, 40%, right? Sand was a 35.7% correction so far. So again, it's still bearish. The trending dots are trending downward, and it looks like that the bearish divergence might not have fully been cleared yet, in my opinion. So it is possible that we come back down, hit target 3, and even possible target 4 on dot. So again, watching and waiting to see what happens on that. It's like you've got this downward trend as well. So that's kind of like the line in the sand that the higher probability is going to start to reverse back around. And most likely, they'll probably have a buy signal about the right time. So as we go along on this live stream, help me, help you, help me. Smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and let's keep this going. Remember, our goal is 100 likes on the live stream, and our current record is 71 likes with the live stream and or the replay crew. So we need the replay crew as well. But again, let's smash that like button and let's get the likes rocking and rolling over here this morning. Let's see. All right, that's dot. Let's keep going near, right? If you look at it, in my opinion, the bearish divergence hasn't been cleared yet. There's a possibility that the bearish divergence is all the way back here from November 1st and could take prices even possibly below this fourth target, right? So just kind of waiting patiently, right? If you kind of draw this out again, you've got this downward trend line like this. So you have bearish divergence, you had a lower high, you had a sell signal. Unlike Bitcoin, there's a sell signal and hit target 1 so far. Again, we've got basically a double wick bottom here, something to pay attention to. That is possible that we don't see lower targets get hit, but as of right now, it's still trending downward. And if we look at some of these weekly candles, let's see. I think there's a couple of them that had like pending reversals or reversal candles. So something else to kind of pay attention to. There was reversal candles as well, and then you got the trending dots coming up like that. So we're just kind of watching it all as of right now. And so we'll kind of see how it plays out. But near, again, it's only hit target 1 so far, and there's no buy signals yet. You got this downward trend line over here. So again, you could put another arrow above this downward trend line, and you're kind of watching it like that. So we'll see. That's near. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So don't just take my word for it. Learn how to watch and read the charts yourself, and that way you can make your own decisions and not have to listen to some person on the live stream telling you what they think, and you just invest or trade blindly, right? You want to control your own destiny and take matters into your own hands and trust what you see on the charts. That's what I recommend. So Mana, same thing, bearish divergence, right? A lower high, sell signal. And then you can see that that's probably at least a 30, 35% correction there as well. And it's going to hit probably, at least 3 of the targets to the downside, maybe the 4 targets. And it looks like it's possible that the bearish divergence was cleared as well on that one. So possible clear bearish divergence is cleared. And then you kind of draw this out like this, right? So similar to Ethereum and sand, where the bearish divergence could be cleared, doesn't mean that the bottom is in. It's just an awareness that, hey, it could go through a bottoming phase, put in a higher low, and then break out from there. So we'll kind of watch it, and that's what we're watching right now is that breakdown from there, and down 34% from that wick to wick so far. Chainlink, right? Bearish divergence. The bearish divergence could be cleared out. Goes all the way back to November 11th. Could be cleared out. That was a lower high, reverse candle, lower high, sell signal again. And we'll see if this pending reverse candle sticks, regains the 200-week moving average, and then comes back up. We don't know yet. It's too early to say. But again, you can kind of draw it out like this, right? That's kind of a more steep downward trend line. It may end up being more something like that, where it kind of comes out like this, battles it, comes back down again, right? And then comes out like that. So too early to say on chain link, but it is still currently bearish on the daily chart. It is below the trending dots, and it is below this very steep downward trend line as of right now on chain link. Solana had a sell signal yesterday, right? Had a sell signal, just missed this longer term target up here. It wicked up to it, but it never pierced it, in my opinion. So I never changed this to green, right? And I just put an X there for right now, right? So that's what we're kind of watching on Solana. But if you look at the bearish divergence, goes back to November 10th. And in my opinion, it hasn't been cleared out. Whereas Ethereum, Sand, and Mana did clear the bearish divergence. Doesn't mean it will, but in my opinion, that Solana has not yet, hasn't even hit target 1, hasn't hit target 2, obviously 3 or 4, because it hasn't even hit target 1 yet, right? So had a sell signal. It is below the trending dots. The trending dots are trending downward. And if you look at it here, the next, you can kind of draw out this trend line like this, right? So it is a downward trend as of right now. And that would be kind of like your line in the sand for that next possible buy the dip scenario. And we'll see if it hits these lower targets or not on Solana. Let's keep going. Cardano almost hit. Does that count? Does that count? Did it hit target 2? Yes, it did pierce through target 2 barely. So we're going to head and mark that off on Cardano. Did hit target 2 today. So let's take a look at it and change it there. So again, sell signal, bearish divergence. If you go back to all the way, so it doesn't have a longer term bearish divergence, just had shorter term. So the bearish divergence on Cardano could be cleared out as well. And but since there was a sell signal, there is no buy signal, and that would be kind of like that next buy the dip scenario. Maybe it comes down, hits lower targets first. It's only hit 2 of the 4 targets to the downside so far, and then if it kind of flips back above the trending dots, back above the downward trend line, and is getting close to a buy signal. Right now, it's a pending reversal candle, but it is well below the trending dots, and doesn't mean prices couldn't go lower from here. So far, it's only been probably about a 20% retracement. Let's see, from 68 down to there, 32%. We'll just call it 32% retracement. So again, we expect 20, 30 plus percent retracements. It's hit 2 targets so far to the downside. Let's keep going. Matic, right? Bearish divergence, lower high, sell signal. In my opinion, the bearish divergence has been cleared out, right? The bearish divergence has been cleared out. And so now it's just kind of a watching and waiting for the consolidation process to kind of play out. And that would be the downward trend line for that next possible buy the dip scenario on Matic. Let's take a quick glance at the Bitcoin miners. Not much really to report. There's no sell signals yet, but the trending dots are flipping red on Bitfarm. Had a sell signal on HUT daily chart after getting rejected from the 200-week moving average. Hive, no sell signal. Is that it? That was a pretty big retracement. Doesn't look like it, but from wick to wick, that was 33%. Remember, these are wild animals, right? It's like catching lightning in a bottle. But some of them are getting a bounce here. Is it too early? Is it too early to say on the bounce? Clean spark. There's just no like real setups yet, right? They're still bullish on the daily chart. Some of them didn't even have sell signals. Some of them are getting some pretty good bounces. Marathon Digital, Riot, had a couple sell signals. Now another pending buy signal from there. You can see that even from wick to wick, it was almost a 27% retracement. MIGI came back to the trending dots, and now it's pushing back up. Still bullish on the daily chart, right? And we put this out here at $20. The 200-week moving average over here at $20 is below $4 as of right now. So what a potential possibility it is, right? Even from there, you're looking at a 400% possible move from there. That would be insane, right? MIGI, still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. And so that's what we're currently watching over there on MIGI. And then a couple other ones, right? Could go through retracement mode. There's no sell signal as of yet. And let's just keep going over here. Hit 4 of the 4 shorter term targets here on Wolf. And you got the 200-week moving average at $7.33 over there. NASDAQ broke down. And on the live stream, after the sell signal, we were talking about would price find support at target 1, bounce all the way back up, possible retest the trending dots, possible retest the upward trend line. We've been talking about this and covering this on the live stream. If you go back and when you're watching it, we were talking about that. And would it put in a lower high, right? So would it put in a lower high? And so that's what we're kind of watching and waiting for. This was bearish divergence, right? It could put in additional bearish divergence, but it could come down like this, find support. We drew this out on last week, Friday and Thursday, right? Could come back up, put in a lower high, and then possible comes down, hits lower prices from there, lower targets from there, right? So we will see. We'll continue to watch it and over here and see if it does that or not for the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, will it put in the comments, do you think the NASDAQ will put in a lower high or will it continue up higher? And this was it for the correction, that all it does was come back down and hit target 1 of 4 shorter term targets. It's possible that the bearish divergence could be cleared out. It's possible that we see higher prices. And as of right now, it is looking like it's finding temporary support at the target 1. See if it bounces up, puts in a lower high. Trending dots are still trending down though. So we'll see what happens from there. SP 500 never had a sell signal, but it is below the trending dots, as you can see there. Never hit target 1 as of right now. Could come up, put in a lower high. We'll continue to watch over there. Same thing for the Dow Jones. Never hit target 1 so far. No sell signal as of yet on the daily chart. We're watching this even on the lower time frame, right? So you've got came very close to what, price on the NASDAQ took out this pivot point here. SP 500 took out this pivot point here. It never took out this pivot point here as of yet, right? So 37,470 was the lowest. This pivot point here is roughly about 37,000, call it 400-ish. So it got within about $80, right? 80 points, call it. Got very close to it, but has not taken out this pivot point yet, has not come down and hit this target yet. So we'll kind of keep an eye on the Dow Jones over there. Russell 2000 did take out this pivot point as well, did hit that target 1 and even went below it and almost hit target 2. So looks like it may have found a local bottom as of right now. It's bouncing, can come all the way back up and put in that lower high that we were talking about, right? So you got the Russell 2000, could be bouncing up, could come all the way back up, put in a lower high, and then continue back down and possibly hit target 2. So we'll continue to watch it. The dollar, we talked about this on the live streams already. It was pumping all the way up, right? And then there was even a pending buy signal. And then we're talking about how it could come back down, put in a higher low, and then make a move for a higher retracement on the dollar. Too early to say. We do have a green trending dot right now, right? We do have a green trending dot, and it's kind of flattening out, and kind of you can see the trajectory of it could be coming out like this. So again, we could be seeing the dollar, find a bottom here, put in a higher low, and then that would be the next, based off the dollar, the next possible buy the dip scenario for the dollar, and get kind of a retracement back up in here. So we'll continue to watch it. The 10-year yield broke out, right? The trending dots are green and they're trending upward. And we even had a buy signal on Friday. The 10-year yield had a buy signal as well, came back down. And this could be a bearish engulfing candle. But, if you've been following me for any length of time, you kind of know my thoughts on that. Yes, it could be a bearish engulfing candle and come back down. But basically, all that would mean to me is that, yes, temporarily, it could be bearish engulfing candle, come back down, put in a higher low, and then come back out like that. So we will see. That's the U.S. 10-year yield. Was that it? 4.1% on the retracement. Is that it? We don't know yet. Too early to say. Even have a possible bearish engulfing candle there and a pending sell signal all at once. So we'll continue to watch it. The VIX had a buy signal, came back down, put in a higher low, had another buy signal here on January 2nd on Tuesday, and then pumped back up into target one. And now it's just kind of consolidating, letting the trending dots kind of catch up. So we'll find out if it continues to retrace higher and hits target 2, 3, or 4. And then you got the 200-week moving average up here where the last time VIX hit the 200-week moving average was October 26th. We'll see if it kind of hits it up there again. So let's see. Let me refresh. Looks like the charts can't keep up with me today. So let's go back, refresh it, and then get back over here to the VIX. So there we go. There we go. All right. So now that we're refreshed, we can get the drawing tool back on and kind of point out that the 200-week moving average is retested there. We'll see if it finds support at the trailing dots, kind of builds out another higher low, and then comes up, possibly hits target 2, possibly hits target 3, 4, and then who knows if it comes back up and hits the 200-week moving average up there on the VIX. Let's keep going. PayPal, right? PayPal, we were talking about, could find and put in another higher low back here, right? Maybe a back test this trend, this downward trend line. Flip over the weekly chart though. Let's look over the weekly chart. We even put this in the newsletter a few weeks ago. So after the buy signal in the newsletter, now price came back down, retested the trending dots. Looks like it found support and it's pushing back up. So from when I put that out, it's a little bit, it's probably very close to like break even from when I put out the newsletter of the next PayPal, the opportunity alert. That's what I'm trying to say. I did an opportunity alert in the newsletter. Definitely go follow it over there. So there's all the newsletters are there. So if you go over there and subscribe over there, you got the newsletters over there, and you definitely go find it over there and on the indicator, and you can see that I put this in the newsletter back here after the buy signal, and then so since then 1, 2, 3 weeks came back down. This is the 4th week. Looks like it's now going to be pushing back up. But I put all the reasons out there. I put in the bullish divergence. I put in, possible targets, all that stuff. Gap, 200-week moving average. I did a full write-up on it. So that is a potential long-term buy and hold. Obviously not financial advice. Big bear market correction since July 2021, right? Then the second opportunity alert that I put out was Teladoc, and it was right after the buy signal, right? So after the buy signal a couple weeks ago, and consolidated for a couple weeks after I did the newsletter and the buy signal, and here it is now pushing up. It is bullish on the weekly chart. So after I put that out on the newsletter for possible buy and hold from that buy signal, it's up 3%, right? So it's up 3% on Teladoc. And again, we put out all the reasons why, the bullish divergence, put out the targets, 200-week moving average, so many reasons why. Bear market since February 2021, hasn't retested 200-week moving average. So definitely go take a look at Teladoc over there. Full disclosure, I'm personally in PayPal and Teladoc, right? So I put that out there. And then yesterday, I put out the newsletter. Last night, I put out the newsletter with the next possible long-term buy and hold. And it was based off the weekly chart yet again. And I put it out there, and it was Peloton. So again, Peloton could be looking very similar to how PayPal and how Teladoc played out, where there was a buy signal, then it comes back down, possibly retest the trending dots, maybe down here at like $5.77, and it takes a couple of weeks for it to kind of catch up, let the trending dots kind of catch up, and then it takes off like that. So yes, I'm putting out these opportunity alerts after the buy signal on the weekly chart. And so far, 2 out of the 3, and even this 3 out of 3, where after the buy signal, price comes back down, retest. And I even put that in the newsletter itself, right? So I put that in the newsletter, full write up on it, all the details, right? That it could retrace back short term. And then this would be a more of a possible longer term hold for Peloton. So Peloton is the third one. I started off with PayPal, then I went to Teladoc, and now I put out Peloton. So definitely go take a look at that over there. So let's flip over to the Magnificent Seven real quick, and let's take a look at it. NVDA was making all-time highs. The weekly chart is still bullish, right? We're not going to forget about this 20% plus gap, but we have this longer term upward trend line. Price is still above it. Price is still above the trending dots, and the weekly chart is still bullish on NVIDIA. Meta, still bullish on the weekly chart, right? It's even got this more shorter term upward trend line. And then if we kind of draw this out like this, right? It's currently below it. It's currently ultra bullish, actually, on Meta. So it's currently ultra bullish, and it's battling this long-term upward trend line. We'll find out if it can regain it or not, but it is above the trending dots. It is ultra bullish on the weekly chart, and continuing to be that way, right? So Amazon, still bullish on the weekly chart, could put in a possible lower high, but as of right now, it's above the trending dots. It's above the 200-week moving average. It is bullish on the weekly chart, and it continues to be that way. One of the few Magnificent Seven stocks that came all the way back down and retested the March 2020 lows. Meta went below it, but one of the few that did, right? Microsoft continues to be bullish on the weekly chart, above the trending dots. If you draw out this long-term upward trend line from here, right, still above the upward trend line, above the trending dots, still currently bullish on Microsoft. So if you kind of zoom out there and kind of watch that, Tesla still bullish on the. Let's draw this longer term. Tesla, right? Redraw it like that. Still above the 200-week moving average. Still currently bullish on the weekly chart, battling the trending dots as of right now, and still holding on. But basically, I've been going sideways with a pump up, a drop down here. Basically, been kind of going sideways since June 2023. So not too much has really happened other than this move here and then move down. It's basically been going sideways, right? So you can look back here from this close here at like 242. It's at 239, right? So we'll find out, if it's going to continue upward on this upward trend line or if it breaks down from there. We're going to continue to watch it. Apple looks a little bit different, right? Apple was bullish, started to break down, and then it had a sell signal on the weekly chart. So if we kind of draw this out like this, right? Had a sell signal. Now it's got another pending buy signal. Maybe it battles back above the trending dots because it's currently below the trending dots. Or is it going to pump back up, fill this gap here, and then start to roll over? So that's what we're kind of watching on Apple there. Was this a peak? After this sell signal on the weekly chart, we'll pump back up, fill this gap, kind of draw it out like this, where it kind of comes up back like this, possibly puts in a lower high, and then comes back down from there. We will see. But when it's back up here, it's going to be still bullish on the weekly chart. At that point, it'll be above the trending dots, above this upward trend line, and so on and so on and so on. Same thing with Google, right? Same thing with Google, still above the trending dots, still currently bullish on the weekly chart. And if you kind of draw it out from here, right, it's still above the trend line from there. So that's not much else to report on Magnificent Seven. With that, let's see if there's any Lemonade looking similar. James Rowland. Okay, awesome. Let's see. Let's kind of go back to these comments, see if we got any requests over here. We finally got in the flow. We finally got the caffeine on Celsius to kick in, and we finally got in the flow. And here we are, 45 minutes in the live stream. Now we're going to circle back and go through some of the requests, see if there's any questions, anything like that. Let's see. How are you positioning on BTC? Are you in from lower, flat, or short? Yeah, so I don't want people to fully copy me, and I have multiple strategies deployed. But one thing for certain, Aldo, is that I'm not short Bitcoin, right? So remember, going back to doesn't mean I won't in the future, but for a year now, I haven't been taking shorts on. I took one short, right, on Bitcoin, and it was based off of shorter time frames, and it was before the last move. It was back at $26,000, and luckily closed it with a little bit of profit to the downside. But other than that, I'm more of buy the dip scenario for the last year, right? So since 16,800, when it's buy the dip season, I'd rather buy the breakouts versus like counter trading the longer term upward trend, right? So if the monthly chart is bullish, the weekly chart is bullish, I'd rather buy the dips than short the assets, right? So that's just my own personal preference. Doesn't mean I won't based off of shorter time frames. I even did back in 2021 here or there, but it won't be with like the main amount. Like I won't like put the full account in or anything like that. So it'll be a smaller amount, and it'll be based off of lower time frames and stuff like that. But so I will do counter trades, but I haven't taken any shorts since if we're talking about Bitcoin over here, I haven't taken a short since back over here, and then got out of it from there. It was based off the daily. It was based off of a lower time frame, right? So from here, it got rejected from the 2-week moving average. There's a weekly, and then once that lower high, I did take that short, and it doesn't look like much, right? It was based off the lower time frame, but when you're using leverage, right, it's not a bad move. It was like a 40 or 50% move from there, right? So with leverage, but that was the last short that I took, and there's no sell signals, and it's still bullish on the higher time frames. It's breaking out to the upside, right? So I'm not shorting it personally, and even if it does start to break down, I'm not sure if I'm going to short it or not. It would have to line up nicely for that next buy the dip scenario, and then I'll decide if I'm going to do that. But if I lay it out exactly, people tend to copy trade me, and I don't want people to copy trade me. So it's not a copy trading service. I'm here to try to like educate and explain what I'm doing, first of all, but why I'm doing it, but not the exact details of it. In Discord, I post more. In the Discord. James, evening, Jesse, and fellow snappers. I was on newsletter. Subscribe before joining the Discord. That's where the real alpha is. Needs more football talk. Awesome. I was a newsletter subscriber. Yeah, I started the newsletter December 2021. Awesome to see you in the Discord now, James. That's cool. That's where the real alpha is. Yeah. So I post a lot more in the Discord, obviously. Every single day with all the details. I'm posting charts. Sometimes I don't post but I think it's pretty rare, right? When I was launching the this live stream on YouTube back September 6th, then I was trying to figure it all out. I was trying to get in the flow. It's a lot of work getting it all set up and stuff. And so I think I missed some days here or there posting in the Discord and tagging everyone and doing all the write-ups. But then once I got kind of the hang of doing the live stream and figuring it out, and that it kind of slows down for you, and it's not as overwhelming to get it, to keep it going and stuff. So you've got to anytime you're like spinning a new plate, and once you get that plate spinning, it's easier to maintain it. But like I was trying to figure it out all from scratch, and I had never done it before, so it was kind of a lot. And so I think I did miss some posts in the Discord, but not for a while now. So we're rocking and rolling in the Discord, and everything is over there as well, right? So we post all the video updates in there, all the public video updates, all the live streams all go in there. Twitter feed, all that stuff. So you can find it all in one source, plus all of my chart posts over there. I have over 7,000 chart posts, or over 7,000 posts in the Discord over there. So it's a lot. Could you see LQR? My position is $2.06, Mois. LQR. Yeah, let me know what asset it is. Is it crypto? Is it stocks? Whatever it is. Otherwise, I got to go over to all, right? And there's LQR House Incorporated, and then like LQR CF, LQR. So I'm going to assume that it's NASDAQ. But if you don't let me know what it is, there could be a crypto asset and there could be a stock asset. And so make sure to put in all the details, Mois, and that will help on this live stream. So $2.60, you've got it. It was a buy signal on the daily chart again here at 427. $2.60. So you got it in back here, roughly, or maybe even back here. So there's not a lot of chart history on here. So I personally like to trade stuff with more chart history, because otherwise I can't really add too much value, right? So can't really add too much value. If you look at the 4-hour chart here, still not too much value to add. So not much I can really say here. There was that buy signal, but if you even go down the 1-hour chart, there was a reversal here on buy signal at $1.09, and then pumped up, and then it looks like it could be putting in a higher low, but just too early to say. And there's just not much chart history, right? So I can't really add too much value on it. You know, if it got listed on the exchange August 2023, it's just not enough for me to chart something off of it, right? There's just nothing on there. Like there's not enough data for the weekly chart, the monthly chart, right? The daily chart. There's not much for me to I can't really add too much value as of right now. The daily chart is currently bullish. It is above the trailing dots, and there was a buy signal back here on just a couple of days ago. So other than that, there's not much else I can really help you on. Aldo, lower high. I think we need a full 20-minute video explaining lower highs and higher lows. Are you in the recorded coaching, James? Let me know if you're in the recorded coaching. I have over 60 plus hours. I'm sure talk about lower highs and lower lows exhaustively over there. Possibly. Let me know. Are you in recorded coaching, or are you just in the Discord? Let me know. Hey Jesse, can you please cover SQ on a longer time frame? Imran Abdullah is very similar to PayPal, which you already covered. Thanks, man. You got it. Yeah, let's take a look at it. I do look at Square. Let's see. I got it on here. Here it is. So this is the daily chart, right? Could be the bottom down here at 30, call it 39. $39, right? And what a massive move it is. Doesn't mean it can't come back down and put in a higher low, right? You do have a gap here, got a gap there, and you could get a retracement down. So there's a sell signal on the daily chart. So you could get a correction and a retracement down, which would be healthy, right? It would be healthy. So if you look at it from a weekly standpoint, right? It did go through a bear market since like August 2021. This could be the low here, but the higher probability, similar to what I was talking about on PayPal, Teladoc, and Peloton, is that a more defined higher low is the higher probability. So if it did come back to like $55, even lower, then that would be your higher probability longer term reversal, right? But it hasn't retested the 200-week moving average since April 2022. Had that buy signal on the weekly chart at $58, and then pumped up, and then we'll find out if it puts in a higher low or not, and then at that point it'd be the higher probabilities of a longer term reversal, like I said. So currently from all-time highs back here, $290 all the way down, it was 86. If you round up to 87% off all-time highs, and you're looking at more than 2 years in a bear market, right? So now you're just kind of looking for that higher low as well. It's as kind of like that confirmation, whether that's down here, right? that higher low, and price finds support and goes from there, right? Wherever that is, kind of goes like that, and that would be your higher low. So if this is the low, you're looking for that higher low as well on square. Could take some time to play out. This is a weekly chart, takes time, and we'll see how it kind of plays out over there. Let me know. You said based off of higher time frames. Let's take a look at the monthly chart as well. No buy signal on the monthly chart as of yet. No, but there was a reverse candle on the monthly chart, so that's something to note. And then there is a monthly candle close above the trailing dots. Takes some time for the ship to come back around. Doesn't mean that it couldn't come back down on January and February and kind of put in that higher low down here, right? And then kind of builds out like this over time and then comes out after that. So that's kind of what I'll be watching over there. Lemonade, yep. We've been watching Lemonade, calling it out, and then kind of watching it. Let's get off of the monthly chart. Let's look at the weekly chart, right? So you got this low here, possible higher low, and have this drawn out back here. You could even kind of put it out like this, right? Where it kind of came back to the trending dots, and now it's pushing back up from there. So you even had that first buy signal on the weekly chart all the way back here at $17.37. About 37 cents, right? And now it's still bullish on the weekly chart. One thing to consider though, you do have another buy signal on the daily chart. You do have this gap down here at $11.28. When it gets filled, who knows? Not all gaps get filled, but they do work great as targets. And it's almost a 17% gap over there. So we'll continue to watch it over there. But as of right now, it looks like it's making a move on the daily chart. It's making its move on the weekly chart, and we'll kind of watch it from over there. But even on the weekly chart, is that a bull flag, right? It's possible it's a bull flag, and then kind of makes move out higher, takes out this pivot here. We will see. These are longer term targets based off of these the all-time highs and this retracement down, right? Price was all the way up at $190 at one time. Retrace all the way down to $10. That's insane, right? That is insane. That's Lemonade. James, Emilio, can you check out BNC? Sure, you got it. BNC, right? BNC, right? Is it stock? Is it crypto? BNC USD. Yeah, you guys got to let me know if it's crypto or stock. Remember, put in all the details so it helps out on the live streams. We're at 57 minutes in, and it helps BNC USD. Yeah. So if you guys could always put in the exact details, because otherwise Banco, Santer, SA, Euro comes up, and then just, we got to keep the flow going and keep everything going. So if you guys could put it in and put in all the details, I would appreciate that. Otherwise, I won't be able to chart it because we run out of time, and then we might be charting the wrong thing, right? So BNC, USDT, we'll look at Qcoin here. You can even let me know what exchange you're looking at. But if we look at this one, it's bullish on the weekly chart as of right now, still above the trending dots. Let's look at the daily chart. Very similar to the other crypto assets we already covered. I'm sure there's bearish divergence. A lower high. Sell signal, right? Still below the trending dots. So a lot of similarities to the crypto assets we already covered. So there was this longer term bearish divergence, but then it put in a higher RSI peak. And so I wouldn't cover that too much, right? I wouldn't hold too much weight to it personally, because it did put in a higher peak on RSI over here. So you got a lower high, sell signal, still below the trending dots. So we'll see if it's going to be the next possible buy the dip scenario. That's kind of the downward trend from there. From that wick to wick down here. Let's see, what is that? From wick to wick, 40% correction. So that was a pretty big correction. So we'll see if it get this buy signal. We'll see if gets back above the trending dots, gets back above this downward trend line, and then takes off to the upside from there. Too early to say, but that could be that next possible buy the dip scenario on BNC. With that, I hope that helps everyone. We're right at 59 minutes, And we try to keep this to about 1 hour. And this way we don't have to flip the hat on backwards and go a full 1.5 hours or 1 hour and 15 minutes. But Bitcoin, is this the breakout 2.0, right? And we've been talking about it, we've been covering it. Is it going to hit longer term target 4? And it is trending that way right now. And it is pumping up right now as we speak. So I posted this with all the details in the Discord earlier today in the morning. Been covering it every single day for the last almost 2 weeks, right? Every single day for the last 2 weeks, been covering it, and now it's just kind of pumping up as of right now. And with a daily candle close, would be another close above $45,000, and we'll see if it comes up, hits this target, and then possibly goes through a correction from there. With that, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Thanks again. Smash the like, smash the subscribe button. Help me, help you, help me. Hope you have a good rest of your day. With that, we'll see you on tomorrow.